Even if it was a shilling or a cent, buy this land. We're not going to give you this land. You have to invest some of it. But that's a conversation for another day. There's one of our viewers, Professor Munene, who has directed this question to you and says, ask Prof to actually tell us what Mau Mau was a nickname, but there was what the movement was before. Would you be in a position to actually tell us?
Well, they used to call themselves the Land and Freedom Army.
The Land and Freedom Army. Well, yes. Richard, who is watching from Nairobi, that was a question that you directed to Professor Munene in regard to that particular question. The Mau Mau was a nickname, but they were, in essence,
the Land and Freedom Army.
The Land and Freedom Army. And that is why...
The term Mau Mau was more colonially engineered.
Colonially engineered.
And then it stuck and people adopted it.
Ah.
Yeah? Now you listen to some people that would give you very interesting explanations. The acronym, the Mau Mau, what does it mean? Mzungu aende Ulaya, Mwafrika apate uhuru.
I like that. I actually, growing up in the 80s, when we were trying to, make fun, we'd have such, trying connotations. What does Mau Mau stand for? What does Fanta stand for?
It made sense. It still makes sense.
Yes.
But that was not what they called themselves.
Mau Mau, Mzungu aende Ulaya.
Mwafrika
apate uhuru.
Yes.
Mau Mau.
And then it became accepted that way. And people now take pride in saying, I was Mau Mau.
So it's the
some
land,
young man saying, I am Mau Mau.
Yes.
You look at him, you're just...
And now we have the Mau Mau veterans, and we're talking about it, right?
They are very proud to be called Mau Mau.
Yes.
But at that time, they did not call them that, themselves that way. And the way they organized, Kagia was trying to talk about it because he was one of the organizers.
Yes.
Of in Nairobi at Kiburi House. They were... Initially, they started going to the forest in small batches. From what we understand, what happened was the people, Jesse Kariuki and Jomo Kenyatta and the Koinange family were kind of the commissioning commissioners of the, because they say Madenge is one who was given the kind of the stick, you be the leader of the fighters, and Kimathi was to be the secretary. They would keep the records of them, and they went, and they got the equipment. Some people say they got them directly from Jesse Kariuki and Kenyatta, and the oaths they took, because they took oaths before they went, were administered by who? By these people. Then when they got into the forest, as it happens, you start power struggle. There was power struggle between Kimathi and Madenge within the, so they fell apart. And Kimathi emerged now as the leader. He used to be the secretary, now he became the leader. And then whatever, and that's how Karuri Njama now became the secretary, because
to the Mau Mau Council.
Yeah, because he was well schooled since he had been to Alliance. Actually, the only he was an Alliance graduate, and he's quite doing things. So the dynamics of the war inside the forest now are different
than what was actually happening.
From the dynamics. You listen to Joseph Murumbia, who was, and he would say how they were organizing weapons to take them
to the forest.
Yeah, there was courier service of how to get things delivered, and the spy networks on both sides was very intense, very clear, and they said, "Yeah, this was." So it was a very complex organization, not as simple as it appears. In Britain, there were debates, and I think we saw some people there saying,
"Yes,
what the hell is going on here?" And one person in the House of Lords actually was saying, Kenyatta, his only crime is that he's a good orator. That's a crime.
That's a crime. Okay.
Now, if you are going to lock up someone for being a good orator, maybe Winston Churchill should join him.
Good one. That's a positive. That's a positive. That's a positive. What you're seeing on the ground is an aerial shot of the late Mukami Kimathi's final resting place. That is her home. in Njambene Kinangop constituency. We have been keeping tabs on, the movement of the cortege since it left the Leaf and Row home. Minutes after 7 a.m. this morning, that is after public viewing, all the way via road. That particular motorcade moved via road. We have information coming in that it is that particular entourage is about to access the compound there. We are yes, it has been confirmed that the cortege has arrived, and that's why we are seeing maybe last-minute arrangements there from those particular shots that we are giving, the security and such, to just lead into the area where the ceremony is going to be taken. And this is quite a momentous, celebration, so to speak, because even as we look at matters of history, Professor Munene, and I'd want you to chime in on this, we have been silent on the role that women have played when it comes to, freedom, agitation for freedom as freedom fighters. And today we are laying to rest a woman who's been eulogized not only as a matriarch, but also an iconic freedom fighter, not by virtue of being married to the late Field Marshal Gideon Kimathi, but also the role that she played herself, as well as other women, when it comes to, the Kenya's quest for freedom. Then this is a state burial. The president is going to be in attendance.
It is a very good honor.
Yes,
it's very good of the president.
Yes,
to do that honor. Yes, women have always been there, sometimes in the forefront, sometimes making the men look ridiculous because of behaving cowardly, which goes now back to one of the about Mekatalili.
Okay. Now, Prof, before we try and talk about why women have been silent, or as you said, sometimes we make the men ridiculous, but hey, we're still there. We'll get to that. Let's have a sneak peek and listen into what is happening. Oh, there was some bit of dance there. Maybe the church, they're celebrating a woman who has...
naomba tuketi family haria musetetwo tuikare oho naona family twakuiganira family twaga kuiganira ithu ni ithu ene mucie family twaga kuiganira.
Already now it is confirmed that the cortege did arrive. That's the casket, and there lays the late Mukami Kimathi, a matriarch and an iconic freedom fighter. And Munene, before I interjected, Prof, before I interjected, we were talking about, the silence around, the role that women have played, when it comes to leadership and governance. And now today we are honoring a woman who has so much, not just by virtue of marriage, but also what she did.
No, it is proper that you are doing that. And her gender is a good reminder that there are some people who are forgotten.
Yes.
Yes. But the reality is that they are always there, but they tend to come out when there is a crisis and when the men have proven themselves to be incapable of behaving properly.
I don't know if the men agree to that.
So like you look at Mekatalili Wamenza.
Yes.